Welcome to Hedgehogs View here at Holidays Wales. This is actually an underground Hobbit house, and because of these curved walls, this space has a very, very unique feel that I haven't seen anywhere else. This will be perfect for a kind of family getaway, for something interesting and unique, but also it has lots and lots of kind of luxurious elements that you'd often find on a couple's romantic getaway. Now, Hedgehogs View is one of many similar properties on this site, but they've arranged them in a way where they're not looking out onto each other. They all look from the same spot out into the Welsh Hills. So the 3 doors that you can see from the outside all lead into our space. They are the 2 of the 3 bedrooms on either side of the Hobbit hut, and then the middle door takes you into the main space. Outside on the patio, you have a large hot tub with enough space for everybody, and you have an equally large dining table for 6 people. So I'm talking evening meals with the family outside, looking out onto the wonderful mid-Wales hills. Parking is also right outside, so it's easy to load your stuff in and it's easy to load your stuff out. Now, as you enter the main space, you're immediately hit by this long cylinder which makes up the main space. It almost feels like a sort of modern futuristic spaceship. The interior is mostly wood and all of the lines kind of move long ways, which really makes the space feel big. And then you have this kind of brick effect on the walls and the ceiling, and that in itself makes for a really interesting feature. When you look at it, it's made of a kind of render, and the layout is kind of somewhere between brick effect and a tile layout. And because it extends all the way around the walls and all around the ceiling, it creates this kind of leading line, which kind of extends down the space and makes the space feel huge. The main space is made up of a kitchen area, a dining area, and a living area. The kitchen area is well equipped as you'd expect for a self-catering space. It has a cooker, a hob, a kettle, toaster. Next to the kettle and toaster, you have tea and instant coffee provided. And then across the space to the other side of the kitchen, you have a coffee machine and ground coffee. So you are very well covered when it comes to coffee. Now, moving from the kitchen past the dining table, you get to the living space or the lounge area. This is a large L-shaped sofa that's sat opposite a small smart TV that's mounted on the wall. Now, the interesting thing about this sofa is that it fits perfectly in its space. In fact, the most impressive thing about this space is those smaller details, some of the things that come about because of those curved walls and because of the way that you have to use the space. So for example, look at the kitchen, the way that the backs of the cupboards are cut round to fit into the wall. Now, at the far end of the Hobbit hut is the master bedroom. It has its own door that opens up onto the patio, and next to that is a wonderful freestanding bath that kind of acts as a centerpiece for this space. You still have these curved walls, but in the bath area, they have a kind of barrel-like feel, and the bath is sat on a raised platform which really separates the bath area from the bedroom area. Adding a luxurious feature like this to the Hobbit hut is a really great thing, because in a 3-bedroom space like this, it's mostly going to be about making sure the kids have a great time. But it's important to have that place to relax, your own space, that place that you can retreat to, and adding a luxurious element like this bath is absolutely perfect for that. The rest of the room is very cleverly laid out. The master bed is facing that large window at the end, which I think is south facing, which means that you get to experience the sunrise of the hills and the sunset in the hills. You also have your own dressing area with a mirror that's lit, and you have these cool filament lights next to the bed. And as with the main space, the very interesting details in here are kind of hidden in plain sight. So for example, if you look at this sort of brick effect ring that separates the sort of bedroom cylinder with the main cylinder, if you look at it, it starts off with a point in a kind of convex way, and as it moves through the ring, it flattens out and kind of inverts itself to a concave shape, which moves all the way through, and it gives this real fluid line all the way through, and there's this element on the other side of the building as well. And I also really love the way that they've put the radiator flat against the curved wall, so it sort of flows upwards with the wall. This room feels spacious, it feels luxurious, and it's absolutely filled with light. Moving back through the main space to the opposite side of the hut, you have the second double bedroom. Now, this bedroom is opposite the shower room, so while it's a little bit smaller, the addition of the brighter curtains and the way that the bed is positioned closer to the window absolutely fills this space with light. Again, you have that radiator that's moving with the curved wall and the illusion of no legs on the bed. And this room also has its own door to the outside. So if you want to head out to the hot tub, you don't have to go through the main space to do that, you have your own door. Now, across the room from this double bedroom, you have the shower room, the toilet, And on the face of it, it feels like this is going to be a small cupboard toilet. But when you open the door, the whole space opens up and reveals this large sort of two-headed shower. And it definitely has a kind of TARDIS effect. The shower area has a kind of stone effect wall which definitely separates it from the rest of the bathroom, which is mostly wood and brick effect. Then we head over to the wash basin, which is a kind of marble-like white stone bowl with black fixings. And this is sat on a large solid wood shelf with a live edge. And when you look at the sort of rugged outer of the bowl mixed with the live edge of this wood and the way that it's kind of shaped, this was definitely a considered choice. The mirror on the wall is lit like the one in the master bedroom, and this makes for a really cool effect. So the light from the mirror, when you look up at the ceiling, you can see it kind of shapes around the outer of this curved wall. The third bedroom at Hedgehogs View is a kid's bunk room. It's a simple space with a bunk bed, a shelf and a few plugs and some very cool blue lights that when you turn off the main light at night, the whole room kind of glows blue, which is pretty exciting. The top bunk actually has a large tall barrier, which is good for peace of mind if you have younger children staying in this space. After visiting and photographing lots and lots of places like this, something I really love about Hedgehogs View here at Holidays Wales is that it kind of fuses together that bustling family holiday and the ease of use of that with the kind of relaxing, luxurious elements that you'd get on a romantic sort of couples getaway. And that's something I don't see too often. If you'd like to learn more about Hedgehogs View here at Holidays Wales, I will leave a link to them in the description. And if you want to see more of these amazing stays, I'll put a video up on the screen and a link in the description. And if you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next one.